How are you?
I'm not too bad. Were you? I'm just setting my phone down. I'm sort of dialed on my phone there. How's Portugal? Porto?
Well, I didn't miss the plane this week, so it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Yay! Right.
It's not
So,
so.
so out in the speedos heading up, huh?
No, Speedos. I'm not a beach person, as you know. I was at a hacienda yesterday at the swimming pool, but I didn't drop in. They call them a Quinto here. It's a hacienda in Spain. It's a Quinto in Portugal.
Aye. Do you get a wee baby? Get a wee drink?
I lost count about 25.
Good man. Good man. Well done.
Yeah.
This is going to be a short show because I have to go, but I'm on the moonshine today. Appalachian moonshine. This is actually quite tasty stuff. Actually, this is something ridiculous, like $18 a bottle. Appalachian Distillery. Honestly, it's tasty enough. You know, look.
Well, it comes in a bottle you can hook around your thumb and over your shoulder, sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah, very nice.
But I'm telling you now that it's that wonder these guys are selling a lot of this stuff because it's tasty enough. It's basically New Mexico Spirit, and it's 45% ABV, 90 proof, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Very, very, very drinkable. Very drinkable.
Lovely stuff.
Aye, lovely stuff.
People
Definitely.
are logging in. They've realised we're on tonight. We're trying to do a show every week, even though I'm away and Marty's away.
And we're both away. So this will not be a full hour tonight because we'll just have to sort of run through bits and pieces because I know you're for the pub. You're going out for the evening for a bit of boogie and I'm heading out as well. So
It's Fado. It's that oh mio mio songs, death and destruction, but it's not all melancholy. Some of it's quite good.
Well, the stuff over here, the wind over here is blowing a gale, absolutely blowing a gale. It's 65-mile-an-hour winds here at the minute. The sun shell's shining. It's just like getting sandblasted. So we'd have to be careful whenever we're driving.
20 degrees here today. You can actually see I'm a wee bit red because I forgot the old suntan lotion, and it's pretty decent out here tonight.
Oh, lovely. But,
you're probably to hear the sound of the Germans in the background somewhere. But
I've put down the beach blankets.
Yeah, for tomorrow, something like that.
Yeah,
anyway,
something like that.
We'll run through it tonight. What's first then, Marty?
We're just going to do a wee bit of news tonight and a couple of things that I've took part in this week and whatnot. Really good. But big news this week, Irish whiskey, Irish distillers, makers of Jameson, Middleton Very Rare, Redbreast, all of that, have been granted initial planning permission for their new distillery. Now, a couple of years ago, they put forward that they were going to be doing this, that they would be building it, they were going to be expanding, €250 million distillery. And they've got provisional planning permission. It's going to create up to 100 new jobs, 800 in the building. And then it's going to be the first and largest, first carbon neutral distillery, or the largest carbon neutral distillery in Ireland. Because I think Ballykeefe, are carbon neutral. But anyway, they're going to be carbon neutral. It's going to have a new still building, a new column still building, a new brew house, and a biogas plant. So yeah, exciting stuff for them. Big vote of confidence, €250 million.
So they don't think the downturn is going to be long term then, do they really?
No, obviously not. There's a downturn in the secondary market. The primary market, there's a bit of the prestige bottles. The stuff's still selling. I mean, the entry level stuff's still selling. High end stuff is probably a little bit of a gap. But the economy, the way it is, hardly a surprise. The one thing the council have put down, I like this. This just shows you councils. Here's a company investing £250 million in a fast growing industry, creating 100 jobs, 800 temporary jobs, 100 permanent jobs, and the council has put a stipulation on them. The council has said they have to have at all times a qualified person to be available during the construction to inform the public on all matters with regard to emissions. Now, can you imagine having some idiot in a hard hat with a clipboard? Any member of the public can just walk up and say, "What's the emissions today, mate?" Well, your man over there's farted 4 times and there's some chalk dust. What on earth do you need somebody there for the public to be able to consult on?
Well, the site manager adds up all the stuff when it gets in, but what has that got to do with that?
But it's apparently in the thing it said, and that's going to cost something like €2.5 million. €2.5 million for some idiot stuff. Somebody to be there every day, basically commenting on emissions. It's height of nonsense. But anyway, that's one of the stipulations that the council have come up with. You can just picture them all sitting around, drinking their subsidised tea on the chairs that will end up in the friend at hand. Because when they sit on them once a month. But you know what I mean? It's just nuts. But I mean, as our Jim says here, Midleton's going to end up the longest distillery in the world. It'll certainly be up there. But then they're taking a hell of a lot of stuff. But they are already one of the largest, and they're going to be even bigger. So I haven't heard about the flood damage to the new visitor centre and stuff. I don't know whether it's open now or not, but we'll maybe find out at the Cork Whisky Fest, because I think I'm going to take a wee run down. If anyone hasn't checked it out, check out Cork Whisky Fest, the page. I know there's loads of stuff is sold out. The sort of typical stuff that normally sells out really quick is sold out really quick. But there's still master classes, tastings, the expo, the social, all that kind of stuff. So well worth checking that out. Because Laurie, if anybody knows Laurie O'Dwyer, who runs it, it's very slick. Everything will be really good, really well run. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Cork Whisky Fest, that'll be a nice one to pop down to. And I know they because of where he is in Cork and Midleton, they're right beside each other. I know he's running. There's like 2 excursions over to the distillery for like a behind the scenes thing. But yeah, it'd be nice. €250 million, a lot of money. So there you go. Good on them.
Yes, good stuff. Looking forward to that myself. Now, where are we heading tonight next?
World Whisky Awards, Justin. Now, as you know, we are a little bit cynical about awards, but they do mean stuff to the people that get awarded them, and rightly so. It's always nice to get a pat on the back. Everybody likes all that kind of stuff. They do. I just have a little bit of an issue with it. Now, these are the big ones. Our friends over at Hench, they got a gold medal. I think they got a double gold and a gold. I can't remember just off the top of my head. Dunville's entered a lot of different things, won a load of stuff. I think you have a couple of pictures there. Yeah. Johnny Holton down at Transportation Whisky. He got a gold for his pot still, the journey, and he got one of a couple other awards. So this is Dunville's getting 4 golds and 3 silvers, which, let's be honest, they always do really well because it's a fantastic whiskey. There's no hiding behind that. It's fantastic stuff. So yeah, they've done really well. Hench done well, but the list of winners, and this is what gets me about this World Whisky Awards. Now, these are probably the ones that people really hold dear. If you look on it, there's 12 pages mainly of awards. And I Googled this earlier on. If you Google category winner, there's something like 140 different category winners, which is a bit much, in my opinion. So it says here, for example, category winner, Australian rye, non-age statement rye. There's a lot of categories and a lot of winners here. And at no point am I taking away from the fact that these people are producing really good stuff. But
everyone's a winner comes to mind.
Well, it kind of does a little bit. But I'm no doubt that the stuff that they're producing is really, really good. But it just, we're always a wee bit cynical about whiskey awards, but they have been making really good stuff. Hench, 5-year-old double wood, gold category, blended 12-year-old and under Irish, the category winner gold, and then the Croft and Cask Imperial Stout, which is really nice whiskey. Category winner for those guys. If you head down, JJ Corey, didn't do that great. They got one category winner. Ballykeefe didn't do all that well. But yeah.
It's very hard for me to see. It's actually so tiny that I would need a screen this size to even read one letter. But I've linked it there on the thing, and you can peruse it all at your leisure.
But they're up there. Have a look through what's on there, and have a look, because the thing about awards, there's no perfect way of doing them. Okay, you either have people voting on what's put in front of them, or you have the public. And the problem with both of those is the public, how many whiskies are they ever going to taste? They're only going to be drinking 30, 40 whiskies a year, probably. Most people not even that. Whereas a panel sit down, they have hundreds of stuff to pick and choose from, but they're a very narrow band of people. And then you have to pay to enter them and all that kind of stuff. So there's no perfect way of doing them. But there's a nice list. There's lots of things. The people that won stuff, well done, congratulations, and more power to you. More power to you.
So there's Russ joining us tonight. If you're joining us tonight, I don't have any budgie smugglers on, Sean. If you're joining us tonight, we're whizzing through the news tonight because
we both have places to be. That's social life, Justin. This is not what this is supposed to be.
I did what I did before COVID.
I know. I'm just reading the comments here. Is a Hashgren not a carbon neutral distillery? Yeah, but they're not up and running. I think Ballykeefe is a carbon neutral distillery. I know there's zero waste from them guys, but I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. But these guys say that theirs is going to be carbon neutral, which fair play. Gem at the Whiskey Novice. The fantastic Hinch New Make missed out an award because, although it was entered, it had been missed out. A winner, in my opinion, awards are incredibly messy. Correct. Being got Jim a taste of the New Make, and I was very impressed, and rightly so. And Peter says, very happy with Hinch and our 2 goals. I'm sure you are, and thoroughly deserved they are. But these awards, they're never a perfect way of doing them. There's always you can pick and be cynical and stuff, and quite surprising when you look at the categories. They're a bit Americanized, and there's a bit too America heavy, in my opinion. There's finished bourbon, the wheats, and all that, world's bourbons, but world's best single malt. And if you go onto the link, the World Whiskey Awards. The world's best single malt, the Milk and Honey Elements Sherry cask from Israel. Now, when you look down at the list, Scotland Scotland need to up their game a little bit, and they need to, because these awards, although you can pick holes in them, they are influential, and Scotland not performing to the best of their abilities, I don't think. There are obviously some great ones. Press the wrong button there. World's best single cask, single malt goes obviously to the amazing Glen Scotia. First fill bourbon cask number 372. Again, I'll say it. I continually say it. I still think Glen Scotia is my favourite distillery in Scotland. They're just fabulous stuff. But yeah, world's best blended malt comes up as Takasuru, the pure malt Japanese. So yeah, well worth checking those out. Some stuff, have a look through them, see what they are. Give you some ideas for stuff to buy, and maybe some stuff locally that you haven't maybe noticed or overlooked. But yeah, you'll have to have a look at those lists. All right.
Great stuff, Marty. That's the World Whiskey Awards put to bed. A lot of other stuff happened.
Well, a couple of releases this week. Titanic have released a 5-year-old PX pot still limited edition. Now, comes in a gift box. There's only 350 bottles of this. The last time Titanic released a gift box, it went mental on the auction pages.
Didn't have, Marty, didn't have.
I mean, the whole thing sold out in no time. It went absolutely bananas. Now, this again, fairly reasonably priced for a limited edition. Okay, it's only a 5-year-old pot still. £65 a bottle. Now, I haven't tasted this, but I noticed on very good authority that it's pretty damn good stuff. I think Jim in the Friend of Anne, or the Whiskey Novice, posted earlier on. He was earlier on this week. He was very impressed with it. So yeah, maybe one for people to give a whirl. Comes in a nice presentation, and as I say, when they brought their presentation boxes out at first, they went bananas, crazy. So yeah, I like that. I think that's a nice thing from our friends at Titanic.
Lovely. It's a very distinctive green hue in the bottle, then, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it comes with the whiskey stones and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, as I say, certainly a nice present for someone for limited edition.
Yep, coming up in April in the Titanic as well, just in time. So there you go. There's the Whiskey Novice, as Jim said. There it is.
Oh,
It was
decent.
Yeah,
decent enough whiskey. Although I'm surprised we've only released it as a presentation box. I don't know, mate. It's maybe all they could get. These days, sure, everybody's clawing each other's eyes out. You get a many statement on. So yeah, that might be one to get. Next up, this confuses the life out of me. Ulysses. Now, Writer's Tears brought out a Ulysses limited edition bottle last year, 2 years ago. Whatever it was, anyway. And if you're going to bring out something literary minded in Ireland, Ulysses is perfectly acceptable one to do. But at the Celtic Whisky Shop, this is a bit of a strange thing. This is going to be 18 bottles released one a year for the next 18 years. Now, you can buy them every year, or you can prepay them. Justin, these are €1,000 a bottle.
That's it, 18,000.
Yes. Now, here's the thing, my old son. They're limited in when they're coming out. Okay, so they're coming out to represent the 18 sort of lines of the story of Ulysses. It's in ever decreasing numbers of bottles. So Telemachus, the first one that's coming out this year, there's 5,000 bottles of it. Okay, 5,000 bottles. As you move on, go through the Lotus Eater 2028, through all the way through to the Sirens and the Cyclops, they could go down. So Cyclops is 2,250 bottles until you get right up to the very end. Penelope, 2024. There's 732 bottles of that. So here's the thing. If you're going to collect it every year, it's an ever decreasing number of bottles. It's still €1,000 a bottle. So they're making it more and more difficult to collect the full set, obviously to try and drive people to stump up the 18,000 to start with.
I don't know how that's going to work at all, Marty, because you're hoping that over the years it gets more popular, and
there's less of it.
There's less of it.
I just don't understand the concept of you want to make this as a collection, but make it more and more difficult to collect as the years go on. I assume to try and drive up the price or whatever. I don't see 732 people stumping up 18 grand to start with. I just don't see it happening.
No,
I have a funny feeling a load of those are going to sit on shelves for a very long time. Mm-hmm. I just think I don't understand the concept. If you're going to do something like that, make it 1,000 bottles of each and fire it out 1,000 and you'll probably get rid of them. I don't know, but I just think it's nuts. But there you go. If people want to do that, that's always an option for you. Next up, another announcement on a very strange release. Gold Spot. And this come about all thanks to our good friend Carl, the Whiskey Companion, who monitors the labelling that goes up through the trade board over in the States. You have to put the label through them as notification, and then he picks them up and posts what's coming. Gold Spot was released to mark the 135th anniversary of the sport range, the Mitchell's thing, and it was supposedly one of a kind, never going to be repeated. It was limited edition. People were buying it, losing their shit to try and get their hands on it, flipping it over at auctions, doubling your money, blah 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 blah. Now, since an Irish whiskey don't see me hand in hand. Correct, 100%. Now, Gold Spot. This is now a second limited release of Gold Spot, 13-year-old Generations Edition. So they must have thought, Christ, we had a good run there with the old limited edition Gold Spot. That one, so we'll do it again, even though we said we wouldn't, but we'll do it again. This one is pot still, ex-bourbon, sherry. This is a little bit confusing on the back. It's sherry finished for 6 months in French oak. And the way it reads, it means that the sherry was finished for 6 months in French oak. I think. It says a single pot still, whiskey matured in ex-bourbon and sherry casks that have been finished for 16 months in French oak. I assume they mean that the sherry was finished in the French oak, not that this was finished in French oak. But just find that a little bit confusing. And then it's finished in Recchiotto del Valpolicella, Italian organic wine. Now, my pronunciation of Italian, I do apologise to anyone who speaks Italian or anyone who's well versed in Italian. Apparently, this is a sweeter version of Amarone wine from northern Italy, and this type of wine is aged for 2 years in Slavonian oak barriques. Now, Slavonia is part of Croatia. It's up near northern Italy. So this will be a bit of a strange one. The fact that it's a spot limited edition, it'll probably do really well, but we haven't seen the price of it, and that'll be a determining factor these days, because the price of it, if it's anything like some of the other spots that have come out recently, it's just nuts.
There you go. Who knows? What is Jim saying? Billy Layton mentioned to me last year that Spot might return, and I said without the 131st, and he says something completely different, and now for something completely different. Yes,
a man with 3 buttocks. That's what he used to say.
Yeah.
So you aren't ordering wine at the dinner for me of our dinner, Mark. No, I probably not, buddy. Probably not. Is it French red? That'll do. No. Again, I think they just troll around to find anything that someone hasn't been aged in before, so they can just stick in it. I don't know whether that it's supposed to be good or not. I don't know. But anyway, a couple of other things. Just talk about a million euro bottle. I heard probably not far off that, Jim. You can trade it, and if you buy 18 of them, you can get them for 1,000, $500,000 each. Now, a couple other things. This week was the first Hage School of Finone's Creator Project, which I've been telling everybody about. If you're not part of it, you really want to be. This week we had the first Hage School, and in it I got to learn about guys from Africa who were all part of the distilling process. The origins of distillation, how it's basically it started in Bologna, was moved across, came up sort of up end of France, slowly making its way towards Ireland. Just super. I mean, we're so lucky we have Fanon. We're so lucky we have him. It was surprising enough for Fanon. It was supposed to be, I think, 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes, just him and home consistently. Because the man gets very passionate about this. But he's such an intelligent, such a clever guy, so well versed in his stuff, so academic in his approach to all of this. And he loves to drink and so on. Again, this is the Facebook page. You want to get hooked up and see some of the bits and pieces, just little snippets. But join the project. I know there's loads of guys. It's not really for them. They're that kind of thing. I assure you, once you start learning some of the stuff that he's been doing, what he's been getting up to, what his projects are, what the bottle and the book that are going to be coming out, you'll regret not being part of it, I think, for anyone who's a lover of whiskey, and certainly a lover of the sort of history of spirits and all that kind of stuff. It's really worth, because you get to see the progression of how it basically as a medical purpose of it. That's what it was for, basically medicine, as it sort of moves across. And it's. I'm not sure when the next H school is going to be, but there's lots of stuff involved with this. So there's the online sort of academic teaching of it. There's a bottle coming out. There's a book that you're going to be party to. There's evenings, tastings with Fanon down in Dublin and whatnot when he's not away gallivanting around Central America or wherever he happens to be. But yeah, it was fantastic. It was superb. It's one of those things I'll probably end up watching again at some point. So I wasn't, because of the time difference over here, I wasn't having a drink while I was watching it. So I felt kind of left out a bit. But there you go.
It's a labour of love for him, isn't it? He really is.
He does. I mean, it's people like this, it's people like him that are transformative in ways that people don't necessarily appreciate. The industry looks at some of the stuff. I mean, Irish whiskey has this history and heritage. Lots of it's fake. Lots of it.
But it's marketing myth. But he is cutting through the myth to get to the nitty gritty of it.
Well, the thing is, a lot of it is sort of smoke and mirrors and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm not casting aspersions on anyone here, but what I call the Lazarus brands, the guys who bought old Belfast distillery names, old Cork and Dublin, and resurrected them. Now, it's instant sort of bought-in heritage, but he's actually doing the real heritage, the actual stuff for everybody, and he's doing it accessible. And people look to him, and they already have done. Boan, for example, have done the vintage mash bills. David at Shortcross, again, done the mash bills. And giving people that access to other stuff, different flavour profiles, old historic mash bills, an actual authentic, genuine history, and a scholarly weight to it. I mean, I just think we're very, very lucky we've got Fanon. We're just very lucky we have him. Anyway, if you haven't joined up for that, I'll be telling everybody every week, basically, to join up for this, because it's a super thing. Super. Anyway, that'll be entirely up to yourselves.
Excellent stuff. So we're marching through it tonight, Marty. We're nearly finished.
We are nearly finished because I have to go here in a wee minute. Last but not least, I did a tasting over here last week, a whiskey tasting. Very kindly, guy over here, Chris, opened up his house. Now, a couple of guys that were there, big whiskey drinkers, really. A lot of guys kind of know their stuff. Guy there was a distributor. Pull that picture back up full screen for us.
Yep.
Now, we didn't go through all of these in the tasting because there was a lot of other stuff there too. We did do the Limavady, the Dunvilles, Green Spot, Killowen, Paddy's, Bushmills, and the Waterford. Now, those were the ones that we did. Did quite a lot. And you know what the favourite one out of pretty much everybody was? Have a guess.
I'm going to guess it's the one you sent me one picture of, the Killowen.
Correct. The guys were just blown away. They're saying that is just superb. The guy who was a distributor,
And these are guys that know their stuff.
some of these guys really know their stuff.
They've never had it before, ever.
More bourbon fans than anything. If I'm honest, they're more bourbon focused because that's what they've access to. But the guy who's a distributor for Cologne, he brought this bottle over, and pretty much all of them were saying, "When can we get our hands on this?" Because that's fabulous stuff. Second, number 2, if you can go back to that other picture, pull it up full screen for us. Second, there was a mixed bag. Okay, out of the favourite ones that there was quite a lot of people really impressed with Lemavati. Dunval's ranked quite highly up there as well. But if you're doing it on a sort of average, picking out what was liked most by the most people, Paddy's. The people who were there genuinely turned around and says, "We always just bounced over this because we thought it was, we did just somehow cheap blended stuff." And they were like, "How much is that again?" And it's like $17 a bottle over here. And they were like, "That's fabulous stuff for the price." And I've told them about the background, that Sazerac have bought it up and that Helen Mulholland's blending it up at the minute and so on and so forth. And they were just, that's for a price point, that's just absolutely super. So yeah, a lot of guys converts over to the Cologne cult. And a lot of guys very impressed with Paddy's. And the people who put Dunval's as their number 2 also turned around and said, "Yeah, but if I had a bottle of that, I wouldn't be disappointed. Wouldn't be disappointed." So yeah, as I say, very nice to get chatting to these guys. Really, really nice to get met up with them, get an idea and a bit of a feel for what's going on over here. Yep, all sweet. Yep, all pretty much sweet. That's the way most of these whiskies are these days, Jim. They're putting them in sherry, and they're coming out sweet.
Indeed. Just the way I like them.
Hang on, my electricity went out there. But yeah, just the way you like them with your port, and yeah. But it was nice, and last but not least, we got to see Dexter the dog.
Where is it?
So
woof,
we
woof.
always like the wee dog. We always like the wee dog.
There's the wee dog. All right.
Listen, away you off to the pub in Porto. Get the dancing on, Justin. Get Tinder out. See if there's any females. And we're saying that you can't pick and choose these days, Justin. Just remember, can't discriminate.
75 genders.
any one of the 75 will do, Justin.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
But no, we're ripping through stuff right here today. Hopefully we'll get to see you next week, depending on whether or not some social event appears. But stay safe. You enjoy the rest of your week, because I know you're there. You're there to Thursday today.
Wednesday. But tell me this. Maybe the purge has started. Has the electric gone off in El Paso already?
All I know is that
your internet
over here it's up to 65 mile an hour winds here at the minute.
All right.
So yeah, it's gusting. I don't think the electric has went off. But anyway.
Same time, same place next week. Take it easy. Bye bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.